Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. How did Errol Spence get away with going into that Terrence Crawford fight with one eyeball? You know how? They got him, y'all. Secret Society got Errol Spence. But in this case, they were actually on Errol Spence's side. You see how that works? Goddamn Secret Society. Out here, man, key decision makers behind the scenes, making sure that they get what they want. Now, you can't tell me or convince me that Errol Spence was a Cyclops. I did not know Errol Spence was a Cyclops. That's what he was if you only had one eyeball, right? Wasn't the big fish. He was this fish. That's Cyclops. And y'all want to buy into that? That he went into the damn ring against Terrence Crawford as a Cyclops? Come on now, hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. And with this upcoming rematch with him and Crawford, y'all want to sit here now and not believe that the Secret Society is not going to make sure he gets back in that ring as a Cyclops again? Where, just like Ryan Garcia is looking for someone to love him, someone to tell him something nice, where are the people that really care about Errol Spence? Where are they at to come out and tell this man, yo, stop now while you have your one eyeballs? You know what I'm saying? He has one eyeballs. That's it. He's a Cyclops. Y'all want him to come in there and lose that last eyeballs? Yo, man, I'm sitting here thinking about this, and I'm like, he already retired his mother and father. I'm sure he can retire every sibling, every cousin, every uncle, auntie, second, third, fourth, fifth, whoever. I'm sure everybody, this man can retire with the kind of money that he's made in boxing. Why continue in the sport of boxing as a Cyclops? Because that's, look, I'm sitting here having fun with it and making jokes, but that's really what it is. If you have one effing eye, you're a goddamn Cyclops. The other eye's not useful if you can't see things. And it doesn't matter if he's going out here to get a surgery. Because after the first, I say 2-3 rounds, whoever he fights, because I ain't so sure he's going to be fighting Crawford next, right? Whoever targets that eye and able to land consistently on that eye is going to shut down. And now he goes back to being a one-eyed fighter, one eyeballs. Be a Cyclops. And he's going to be in the ring again at a disadvantage. And this time he may be against somebody who's not considered the best fighter, pound for pound in the sport of boxing. And he may go out there and find himself getting clipped by Erickson Lubin. Could you imagine if Errol Spence returns to the ring to take what I think he needs, right? If he's going to continue fighting. I think Errol Spence should be fighting C-level fighters. It's just me. But if he returns to the ring and he happens to get in there with like a B-level fighter like Lubin, because Lubin can fight, but again, remember, the criteria I'm using is grading against like Terrence Crawford's. Crawford is A+. Errol Spence is, he's A+, but he's more like A- because Crawford's A+, Spence can't be no A+. And Lubin to me is a B-level fighter. But with Spence, and if Lubin can just get to that eye, what happens if now Spence loses to Lubin? It's the same shit as what happened to Deontay Wilder losing to Joseph Parker. You know what I'm saying? People going to tell him to hang it up. And when Spence has come out here already and is talking about what he doesn't need to do, and kids are in private school, and you want people call him a one-trick pony, he's like, yeah, well, this one-trick pony basically, has changed the lives of his immediate family and the next few generations. That sounds like somebody who wearing them silk pajamas. That's what it sounds like to me. And he's wearing silk pajamas, and he's going to bed, and, as a Cyclops with one eyeball. So I think we need to really sit down here as fans, and if people really care about Errol Spence, I think they should be really trying to convince him to just chill. And he ain't going to listen to the fans anyway. I think his family members should converge on him and say, look, take it easy. Look, I can understand to a certain extent. Now, I can't go out here and make $15 million for a short period of time like those guys. But I'm a retired dude. Life is good, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to work. But I put 25 years into grinding, into a career and investing and all kind of shit to where now, when I was like 39, 40, I could chill. I just worked till I was 44, 43. But I think every day, you know, like I'll watch certain things. I'm like, man, I go out here and do this and do that. And certain people offer me different opportunities, you know, and I'm like, but when I think about it, it's like, whatever I do can't interfere with the way my life is right now. But I don't like forcing things, so I don't do it. But I am tempted sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. Last year there was something I was gonna do. Everything was straight, but the problem is they wanted me to travel. And I'm not doing that. I did that shit for 25 years. You ain't taking a pound of flesh out of my ass no more. I'm staying here close to my kids, man. You know, they're used to having daddy here every day, all their sports, everything, chilling with them, teaching them how to be young men. They ain't gonna take me away to go chase some dirt money that I don't need. So when I look at Errol Spence, I'm like, what? Why is he gonna sit here and force it? But I understand the money is tempting. But it's for 36, 48 minutes. When you think about the in between the rounds, you know, to make 10, 15, 20 million, or who knows what kind of money he can make, but millions of dollars. You know, that's kind of hard to just say no to. It's like Deontay Wilder, if he comes back, if he's going to fight Zhang, which I think is a suicide mission, but if they're going to pay this man, you know, $20 million, all he has to do is get in there and just move around. He did it against Parker. He better, sure as hell better do it against Zhang. So I understand. But still, not all money is good money. And you don't want to force things. Because when you start doing that, bad things happen. And I like to joke, and I'm clowning in this video about a cyclops and pluralizing eyeball as eyeballs and shit like that. I'm doing that intentionally. But let me tell you something. If he was to end up, you know, blind in one eye, and that shit would suck. You know what I'm saying? It would suck, man. So we're going to see. But it comes back to what I was saying about the secret society. You know, there's so much stuff that happens. So much stuff that happens in the sport of boxing where fighters are allowed. You know, these guys have their own doctors. You'd see what Mayweather showed us, that he had his own referee. Y'all can say what you want, but Bayless refed all the Mayweather fights because that was Mayweather's referee. So just let you know, man, when the money is there, you can have what you want. And when you got the secret society there, man, backing you, certain people in the right positions, things can go the direction you want. But I still wonder, going forward in this Crawford fight, will the secret society really get behind it? I'm going to ask y'all, how much money y'all think is in the Crawford-Errol Spence rematch? It's not for undisputed no more. Who knows what weight he's going to be at? Errol Spence has all these issues going on with his eyes, right? So much inactivity again. Crawford wants to fight. He can't because he got these tied up in his contract. The damn Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder 3 arbitration hearing kind of situation. That's why Tyson Fury doesn't like rematch clauses. So what to do? How much interest is really in that now? I mean, you got some diehard fans that's like, oh, that's the fight to make. I don't think it's the fight to make. I think we're back in the same situation. Errol Spence coming off of an eye surgery. Errol Spence coming off of inactivity. And Errol Spence running up against Terrence Crawford, who I think is going to take an interim fight. I think Crawford is going to take an interim fight. Why should Crawford wait another 4 months? I think Crawford's going to find a way to take an interim fight. The problem is, he may be in a situation like Errol Spence was in when Errol Spence was going to fight Keith Thurman, but instead he fought tooth and nail to get out of that fight so he could fight Crawford because he didn't want to run the risk of getting injured during the fight or after the fight. He just didn't want any risk. He wanted to go straight into the Crawford fight because that was a big fight for all the marbles and huge money. For Terrence Crawford, it's a similar situation now. You know, what does Crawford do? Does he go out here, fight somebody at 147, at 154? I mean, Crawford has those belts. So if he ain't going to fight Spence, let me Let me shut up and show y'all something. This is the real, right? Because I'm talking. Let me show you what the problem is. I'm about to show y'all. Because the damn sanctioning bodies and secret society, they don't be playing around. Now I'm pulling this up for y'all right now, man. This is what we deal with. Let me fix this for you. Where are we at? Okay, bring it down. Still a little bit too big. Watch this. So you got Terrence Crawford. Bring this down a little bit. You got Terrence Crawford here at 147. He's a WBO champ, WBC champ, the WBA champ, right? He may end up having to fight because the WBO don't be playing. Boots and Barrios sound like they're going to be scrapping. Yo, Crawford may end up having to fight a Santillan, who's a monster. He may end up having to fight, a Giasov. He could end up getting that Thurman fight. But what I'm getting at is for Terrence Crawford, he just think Santillan, Cody Crowley, Giasov, Keith Thurman. Then you got his guy Sissoko, right? That's really what Crawford's looking at if he wants to come back and stay active. But the sanctioning bodies have to agree to allow him to sit on those belts like that. They could act the ass if they want to and say, no, you and Errol Spence ain't fighting by this date. You'll be stripped if you don't start negotiation with this mandatory. What I'm telling y'all, I'm not making up. Like, this is a serious concern now. I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple days if there's something that comes out from a sanctioning body, either the WBO. I don't know about the WBC because I don't really know. Well, I'll just say this: the WBO, WBC, or WBA. I wouldn't be surprised if one of those sanctioning bodies came out saying that Terrence Crawford needs to start negotiations and reach an agreement with his mandatory, or relinquish the belt within a certain time frame. Because Errol Spence is not ready. Look, Terrence Crawford is going to lose another belt or be forced to fight somebody in the interim. And if these sanctioning bodies, look, how much time did the sanctioning body, I'm giving y'all about 5 videos in one right now. How much time did sanctioning bodies spend on Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence trying to figure out what they were going to do while they were chasing their tails? How much time did they spend? You think they're going to come now and allow another year and a half to go by without those belts being defended, about them getting any money? It's already 6 months gone. We're supposed to wait another 6 months? And then when you take that 1 year of belts not being defended, right? Well, the IBF already pulled one of them off Crawford. But still, you got a year of belts not being defended, what we're going to run into. Then you look before that, just how much time they were sitting there without the undisputed fight. You had Crawford take a fight, then you had Errol Spence take a fight. But as far as getting that undisputed distinction off the ground, look how long it took to get that going. Sanction bodies were pissed. That's why they start coming out here talking about Spence and Thurman and Crawford doing this and that, and it was about to go left. And so they had to do something. But I don't think the sanctioning bodies are going to support these two, prolonging the rematch. I don't. I think they're gonna force something. I don't know what the contract says. It's just me thinking outside the box. I think they're gonna force Crawford to defend those belts. One of them sanctioning bodies are, but if they don't, you better believe they're getting some money. That's how you quiet shit down in boxing. You just slide some money under the table, or at those conferences, when you go to the restroom and you at a urinal and the guys at the urinal next to you, that's where you pull that little manila envelope out with that $200,000. You just kind of slide it over there, and then y'all good to go. That's how that works. But nonetheless, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, 7 continents, man. The secret societies are full effect. They allowed Errol Spence to go in that fight against Crawford with one eyeball, and I'm saying that because according to Spence, that's why he was getting hit so much, because he couldn't see. I still don't know what to think about that, but that's what he said, so it is what it is, right? Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.